beautiful friends, welcome back to another video. I hope you've been keeping very well. Today I am very excited to be sharing with you 5 vegan single serve dessert recipes that are super delicious, quite easy to make. I think you're going to absolutely love them. And I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Squarespace who have made today's video possible. If you are new to veganism and looking for some recipes, I have a whole heap of vegan recipes over on my website. It is linked down below, and I host and design my website using Squarespace. I've been using Squarespace for almost 3 years now. I've used it for multiple different platforms and I genuinely really enjoy using it and plan to continue using it. I think one of the reasons why Squarespace is so popular and why so many people use it is because it is so user-friendly, and it's not something that you need to, get a Squarespace subscription and then hire a web designer in order to help you do it. It is a very straightforward platform to use, and I have found it honestly very, very easy to set up multiple different websites, to sell products, to post blog posts, and also to link all of my social media accounts to the one place. So you can head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaDux and use my code AmandaDux, which gets you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Alrighty, let's get into the desserts. I am very excited to share these with you. So we are starting off with arguably my favorite dessert from this entire video, which is a peach galette. I start by preheating the oven, and then into a bowl I add some flour and some salt and mix it together. Then I add in some vegan butter, and I just sort of massage this through gently before adding in some cold water and continuing to massage it until I get this nice dough. Then I am cutting a peach. You will need just under 1 peach, so enjoy the rest of it whilst you're preparing this galette. And I just slice it into fine pieces like so and put it into a bowl with some coconut sugar and just massage this to get the peaches nice and well coated. Now with that dough that I prepared, I'm rolling it out into a nice flat circle and then transferring this onto a baking tray. Once on the baking tray, I'm adding on most of the peach that is coated in sugar, piling it up like you can see, and then I'm folding over the edges of the galette so that it's going to bake nice, and we're going to have this little pocket. In a way, a dessert pocket is what we will call it. So once this is all cooked, I topped it with some coconut yogurt. You could also add some ice cream, and enjoyed it very much. So super simple, quick single serve dessert. The next thing we're making today is this chocolate macadamia fudge, which is so easy to make. First, I am going to melt some chocolate and some macadamia butter together. Now, I don't have a microwave, so this is why I do it over the heat like so, but if you do have a microwave, you definitely can do it that way. What I would do would just be do it for 30 seconds, mix it, following 30 seconds, mix it, that kind of thing. I just gradually melted mine in a bowl over some boiling water until it was all nice and smooth like so. Then I'm going to transfer this into a dish. Now, if you have some baking paper, I recommend using baking paper for this. Otherwise, you can just grease the outside of it with some vegan butter or spray oil if that suits you. Then I got some cashews as well as some pumpkin seeds and chopped them finely. And I also got some dried apricots that were already diced. I mixed this together and then I sprinkled this on top. This is going to sink a little bit into the fudge, but it's also going to make a really nice topping for it. And I'm just going to put this in the fridge to set. Once it has set for about a few hours, I remove it and then cut it into squares. Obviously, this is one of those desserts you make in advance, so then you can just enjoy a piece of this whenever you would like to throughout the week. And yeah, it's really, really delicious. One of my favorite single serve desserts is a crumble because it's just so easy to make. And I start by preheating the oven, and then into a bowl I put some flour, some coconut sugar, some vegan butter, and then I also add in some vanilla and a little bit of salt. I use a fork to start mixing this and then get my hands in there and start forming this into more of a crumble, as you can see. Then from there, I am putting some frozen berries into a little round baking dish, also adding in some lemon zest as well as some lemon juice and some coconut sugar. I'm just tossing this together lightly. You'll see the berries will start to get a bit more juicy as they melt a little bit. Then I'm topping it with that crumble mixture that I had made and then putting this in the oven to bake for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once it's done, the crumble will be nice and crispy and golden on top. The berries will be nice and melted and you'll have this beautiful crumble. You can also top it with some vegan ice cream or coconut yogurt if you feel that way inclined. Now, I couldn't make a single serve dessert video with doing some kind of mud cake. I think we see a lot of mug cakes on the internet, which are like putting them in the microwave. As mentioned, I don't have a microwave, so we're doing a little oven cake today. So we are sieving in some flour into a small baking dish, as well as some coconut sugar and cocoa powder. Then also adding in some baking powder as well, and a little bit of salt. So I'm just tossing together all of these dry ingredients until they're nice and well combined. Then adding in some soy milk. I also added in a little bit of olive oil. You could add coconut oil as well if you would like to. I also added in some vanilla, and then I mixed this together until it was nice and smooth, and you get this really beautiful, just like cake batter basically. It's just like a mini amount of cake batter. I'm going to put this in the oven to bake once again for about 15 to 20, remove it, and we've got this nice fluffy chocolate mini mud cake, which is so good. One of the good things about this is you can also double it if you're making it for someone else. It's so quick and easy to make, and a lot of these ingredients you will already have in your pantry. Our next single serve dessert is a classic. I make this all the time, and it's one of these ones again that you can prep in advance so that you can then enjoy it throughout the week whenever you're feeling like something sweet. So we're using some hazelnut butter for this. You can sub for another nut butter if you would like to. Then I'm also adding in some maple syrup, followed by some coconut flour and a little bit of salt, and then some vanilla as well. I'm using an electric mixer to mix this together. You could do it in a blender if you would like to, or a fruit processor. I think that using just a electric mixer, is probably the easiest. Then I melted some chocolate and some coconut oil together, and basically what I do is I just put all of this, the hazelnut butter dough into balls, dip it into the chocolate coconut oil mixture, coat them well, and then set them in the fridge for about an hour. We're left with all of these delicious hazelnut butter truffles, which are so good, and they are literally the perfect thing to snack on or have as your dessert throughout the week. Alrighty, my beautiful friends, that brings us to the end of the single serve vegan desserts. Hope you got at least one new idea from today's video. If you have any single serve desserts that you love making at home, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. As always, thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next week with another video. Bye!